The sun was setting over the village, casting long shadows across the dusty ground. A crowd had gathered in the village square, their eyes fixed on an elderly woman standing in the center. She was Nana, a woman of great wisdom, her silver grey hair wrapped neatly in a headscarf. Though she was 68 years old, her back was straight and her deep brown eyes held the weight of many years. Before her stood her 3 sons. Django, the eldest, stood tall and broad-shouldered, his muscular arms crossed over his chest. His battle scars told stories of victories in distant lands, and his fine leather armor gleamed in the golden lights. His deep-set eyes were filled with pride. Lumo, the second son, was lean and sharp-eyed. He wore a finely embroidered robe, and his hair was neatly tied in a ponytail. His hands, soft and smooth, hinted at a life spent with books rather than weapons. A confident smile played on his lips. Tawi, the youngest, stood quietly. His rough hands were stained with soil, and his simple linen clothes were torn from travel. His dark eyes were kind, observant, and full of wisdom. Between them sat 3 clay pots, each one holding the answer to Nana's question. She raised her staff and spoke. "Show me what you have done with what I gave you." Django stepped forward first, a smile on his face. He lifted his clay pot high and tipped it over. Gold coins and sparkling gemstones poured onto the ground, forming a dazzling pile. The villagers gasped. Some clapped in admiration. Others whispered in surprise. Django crossed his arms. "I have traveled far, fought many battles, and taken what was mine. This is proof of my strength." Lumo stepped forward next, adjusting his fine robe with a dramatic flourish. He lifted his clay pot and pulled out a bundle of parchment scrolls sealed with wax. He unrolled one and held it up. "These are contracts, alliances, and business agreements. While Django fights for wealth, I make others work for me. I own lands, businesses, and influence in distant cities. My wealth will never run out because I rule with my mind, not with my sword." Django scoffed, unimpressed. The villagers nodded thoughtfully. Nana picked up one of the scrolls, reading it with narrowed eyes. Still, she said nothing. Finally, Tawi stepped forward, his movement slow and deliberate. He tipped his clay pot, and out spilled soil. The villagers murmured in confusion. Some laughed, others shook their heads. Django frowned. "Is this a joke?" Lumo chuckled. "So you wasted a whole year collecting debts?" But Tawi did not flinch. He knelt beside the soil and picked up a small seed. "This is the true wealth of the world," he said. "Gold can be stolen and contracts can be broken. But from this seed, a tree will grow. It will give food, shade, and life, not just for me, but for generations." Silence fell over the crowd. A year earlier, the villagers remembered 1 year ago, Nana had given each of her sons a clay pot and told them, "Do with this what you will. Return in 1 year and show me your wealth." Django had gripped his pot tightly, already dreaming of riches. Lumo had turned his over, calculating how to gain the most power. Tawi had simply smiled, already understanding the lesson. Django had left the village, traveling to distant lands. He fought battles, raided castles, and took treasures by force. His name was feared, and his golden armor became heavier with wealth. But wherever he went, destruction followed. Now, standing before his mother, he expected praise. Lumo had traveled to cities, studying the ways of the rich and powerful. He made deals, signed contracts, and built an empire of influence. While Django used his sword, Lumo used his mind. Now, standing before his mother, he expected admiration. Tawi had stayed behind, planting a single seed in the earth. He walked under sun, tending the soil, watering the plants, and helping the villagers grow food. He learned patience, and over time, his simple effort transformed the land. Now, standing before his mother, he expected nothing. Nana looked at her sons. Her voice was calm but firm. What happens when your gold is spent, Django? What happens when your contracts fail, Lumo? Django frowned for the first time. He looked at his gold, realizing how easily it can be taken from him. Lumo's smile faded. He clutched a scroll, but in his heart, he knew alliances could break. Then, Nana looked at Tawi's small seed. This will grow into a tree. It will feed, shelter, and protect. Its roots will hold the earth together. Its wealth will last forever. Django and Lumo looked at their brother with new eyes. A year later, in the village square, a tree stood tall. Its leaves rustled in the wind. Its branches gave shade to the villagers. Birds nestled in its limbs, and children played under it. Nana walked past, smiling. Strength fades, power shifts, but true wealth is what gives lives. Django bowed his head. He had learned humility. Lumo sighed, but a thoughtful look crossed his face. Tawi simply smiled, knowing he had already found true wealth long ago. And so, the lesson of Nana lived on as the tree grew, its roots deep and unshaken. Moral lesson of this story: true wealth is not in gold or power. It is what lasts beyond you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this story. Let us know who you think learned the most valuable lesson. See you in the next story.